Federal agents with the Department of Homeland Security, specifically, according to reports, with ICE, rammed a vehicle, boxed it in, fired tear gas at it, then exited their vehicles, guns drawn, pointing them at the occupants of this vehicle. Now, the occupants included a toddler and an infant. All were American citizens, yet ICE was treating these people like they had just gone on a murder spree, and they finally found them. Now, we have the clip of this, and there, of course, is a lot of context to give you with it, so I will show the clip in just a moment, but before I do that, a quick word from today's video sponsor. For weeks now, all we've heard is how Trump's beautiful bill will slash Medicaid. But almost nobody is talking about what his MAGA loyalists slipped into this bill. Go to ground.news/Farron to see how they're trying to block judges from enforcing court orders unless you pay a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most Americans can't actually afford to do this. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter. This is the GOP's flood the zone strategy. Distract us with headlines and bury the real power grab. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the stories the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first headline they see as fact, if you're reading the news somewhere else, their browser extension will flag the source's bias and link other credible reports so you can verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan I've been using. That's $5 per month when you go to ground.news/Farron, scan my QR code, or click the link in the description. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused.
Check this baby out here, this kid too, right?
Yeah, we'll check the heart rate and everything. Any medical problems? No. Yeah. No medical problems? Taking medication for anything? No? Okay, good.
Hey, Cat, we can cancel EMS 11 if they want.
Yeah, we'll just get that. Yeah, just for right now. So, dear,
Mira, muchacho, yo no tengo bebés, a
you
ver.
guys want to go to the ER?
I want to make sure that
Yeah. He's acting normal right now. They're not crying. Nothing seems affected. We're going to check his heart rate, check everything out, make sure everything's good, okay? But it's up to you guys. We have the ambulance coming, so it's up to you. And they said they took the driver.
Now, what you just saw right there was captured on camera. You can clearly see the car just trying to make a right turn. Out of nowhere, these unmarked government agents, like the vehicles, no markings to indicate that these are federal agents. One of them comes around that side, blocks the car. The other rams the car. The driver has no idea what the hell's going on. I mean, if you were in a situation where you're just trying to drive along, suddenly you get boxed in and rammed by people, and they jump out of their cars and point guns at you, you're going to think you're being robbed, you're about to die, right? Because you have no idea what's going on or why it's going on. Then they fire tear gas at you and your children in the car. Which, of course, is why the driver of the vehicle immediately got out, was like, here are my hands, I'm not... Leave my family out of this, basically. Leave the kids out of this. They took the man into custody, but a crowd began to form. So, what did these officers do? They left. According to reports, they fled the scene before anybody could ask any questions about why in the hell they just tear-gassed babies. This is insane. And yes, a woman did exit the vehicle holding the infant. The toddler was with her. Children in the car that you just rammed. You pointed your guns at them. You tear-gassed the damn kids. And you want us to think that ICE are the good guys? There were no good guys in those vehicles that did that to that individual and that family. Those are not good people. They are not doing good work. Those are the types of people who 5 years from now will be on trial saying we were just following orders. That is what we are witnessing in LA right now. And yes, that is where this was. So let me read you this statement from the Department of Homeland Security. They said, this was no hit and run. This was a targeted arrest of a violent rioter who punched a Customs and Border Patrol officer. When Homeland Security investigations tried to arrest Christian Damian Serrano Camacho for the assault, he attempted to flee. He was ultimately arrested and taken into custody. Our officers are facing a 413% increase in assaults against them as they put their lives on the line to arrest murderers, rapists, and gang members. What they're doing in LA is not arresting murderers or rapists or gang members. They were sent there by Donald Trump to instigate riots. That's what they were doing. That's what the National Guard was sent there for. That's what the Marines have been sent there for. And of course, they're given their orders, right? They don't know that they're just there to instigate. But let me ask the world this question, okay? Which is worse? Ramming a vehicle with an infant and a toddler, then tear gassing the infant and the toddler, and then pointing guns at the infant and the toddler, or punching a heavily armed, armored Customs and Border Patrol officer. I mean, because they have helmets, they have those big vests, but he punched him, and yeah, that's illegal, sure. But which is worse? Which is worse, folks? Who's the real bad guy in that situation? Because all day, every day, I'm going to go with the people that may have killed the toddler and the infant and the other innocent people in the car. That is not how you handle a simple case of assaulting a police officer with your bare hands. You don't box them in. You don't cause them vehicular damage. You don't T-bone them at an intersection. For almost 20 years of my life, I have lived in constant, chronic pain every second of every day because I was T-boned at an intersection. And after 21 years of working in a law firm that handles car accident cases every single day of the year, I can tell you that even if that looked mild, sometimes it's those most mild impacts, especially when you're boxed in, that cause the most damage. Hitting from the side is going to jerk your neck sideways like that, which is, in many cases, worse than the whiplash thing. So you could have caused permanent damage to the infant, the toddler, the mother, the man driving the car. You're pointing guns at them. They're, scared for their lives at that point. That's going to be a pretty traumatic experience they're going to remember forever. Not to mention the potential long-lasting effects of tear gas on an infant. But he punched a CPB officer. He needs to be treated like he's friggin' Ted Bundy. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for what Homeland Security is doing, for what ICE is doing, for what the National Guards and the Marines are doing. There is no excuse, folks. This is the moment in history. This is it. This is the time. This is when the people just following orders, this is when they know. They know this is going to come back to them. The public is watching this happen in real time. I have no sympathy for these officers. You killed any of that anybody, I think, may have had. But let me ask you this. Here's another messed up thing about this particular story here. I saw this clip originally earlier in the day on Blue Sky. So I was like, oh, okay, obviously that's a big thing. I'll keep checking the news and see when I can, find a story to get the details. Never happened. You know what I had to do late last night? Because I wanted to cover the story, but I needed more of the details. I had to actually go searching for it, and that took a while. Eventually, I found the story on a website, patch.com, which I've never heard of. Maybe they're big, maybe they're not, whatever. None of the usual news websites that I check constantly all throughout the day. So whether it's progressive news or corporate news, didn't see this anywhere. I had to go searching for it. Why is this video not being shown on every daily news outlet in this country? Instead, we're seeing, oh, well, they threw concrete at a vehicle that has insurance. No, you're going to see the concrete throwing all day, every day. But you're not going to see these officers tear gassing an infant. And if you ask me, that's the footage that Americans need to be seeing on their TV screens all day, every day, because there is no excuse for what happened in that video. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.